And we are live. That announcement. Publish. Why it asks me if I want to publish every single time. Oh, man. I need to get back on a regular sleep schedule, man. -2 title, no announcement. Listen, get your -2s in a row, man. One of these is a shitty joke. Just make sure you know which. +2 Discord point, and now the scales have been balanced. Morning, everyone. My alarms have not been working lately, so I keep getting up at weird hours, which is a little annoying. I also missed the treadmill yesterday, which I'm feeling a little sad about, but I know I'm not going to beat myself up about it because it's not that big of a deal. Just get back on that treadmill today. Good to go. The usual time. Unfoiled again, damn you, Uther. But yeah, the reason why we're starting so late is I woke up late. Oops. Before anyone asks, there is your answer. In case anyone was really, chomping at the bit to know what happened with Satisfactory Saturday, your weekly feature that you look forward to oh so much on Saturday. You needed the beauty sleep? Oh, thank you. Are you saying I'm ugly? Alrighty, thank you. I was wondering for real. Good. Fair enough. You know what? Asked. Well, not asked, but certainly answered. I feel like this is the perfect game where we can sort of banter and get right into it. So, rather than, with our limited time, spending 15 minutes on the title screen listening to what is some very good music, to be fair, we're just going to get right into it. I don't have a lot to show off this time around. It's more so going to be a yapping and explaining stream. Because I have not played much Satisfactory this week. I have been reading and drawing, mostly, watching streams, all that jazz. So, let's get to it. Really, the fruits of my labor this time around comprise one small factory, which is only half complete. And here it is. Alright. I finally started to do aluminum production. So, there are a couple... There are a couple weird things about this aluminum production. Namely, this is not really a good source for the aluminum, to be completely honest with you. The aluminum that or rather the bauxite that I use for the aluminum, is neither near coal nor in, easy proximity to water, right? However, this is the first bauxite node that I found, and I'll be completely honest, I really wanted to use this one. And the other one that I found last stream was in a really annoying spot that I had to clear out a ton of land for, and to be completely honest with you, I just got fucking tired of clearing out trees, so I didn't want to do it there. And I tried to scout out another place that was better, and that place was also annoying, so we just did it here. Alright? However, for a starter factor, I'm glad I did it here. So we've got one pure node producing 240 bauxite. Goes all the way down. I've got some, rough support structures, but they exist, which is nice. They exist. Ooh. Alright. Comes on down this way. Up and over and into these refineries, which take 120 per and 180 water, which I'll show you something that's interesting about aluminum production whenever we get there. So we've got 2 water pumps, which are only producing 240 water. You'll notice that we would need 120 more for the full 360. So let me show you what's going on here. We have this other water pipe with a valve that goes one way, so water can only come from this direction. So if we go on over here, we'll see that one of the later products in the aluminum production line, a byproduct, is water. And the thing about liquids, especially in a production line in Satisfactory, is that you need to find a way to spend them. You need to find a place for them to go, because otherwise the refinery will not be able to produce anything. So what I did with this, and what I assume most people do when making a factory with aluminum, is I routed the water back to the first machine, and I used all of the excess water, all of this residual water, to power the original refinery. So we've got 240 coming from pumps, and then when the factory is fully spun up, the remaining 120 to make 360 to fully power both refineries is coming from a chain later down the production line. So it has this own little insular loop of water that it creates, and then is used as a resource earlier in the line, which I think is really cool. And of course, the reason why I have this valve here, which I didn't have a flow rate because we're not trying to do any of that. What valves do, along with limiting the amount of water that can flow through a pipe section, they will also make it so that water can only flow one way through a pipe section. Right? Howdy, clown. Welcome, welcome. So what this does is it stops any of the water from here from trying to go into this entire section of the pipe network, which essentially makes this a one-way trip. Right? So we know that 120 water is only coming from that direction, and no water can go in through that way and cause a bunch of backflow issues where it's flowing in opposite directions and it's not filling properly, and a bunch of really weird stuff that I don't fully understand because fluid dynamics are confusing. Before it leaves, one of the products that we need is coal to power this, right? We need to combine the alumina solution with coal in order to make aluminum scrap. So, there's no coal nearby, so what I had to do was make a nice little train network. We're good to go. Alright. So, using the rail support platforms that I designed earlier, these were originally meant to be like sort of a placeholder rail until I designed a more aesthetically pleasing one, which I did in the form of my rail highway. However, I've found that whenever I want to make a double-headed train, it's more useful to have a simpler one-rail platform structure. So rather than be a placeholder, these now exist for when a factory needs its own train network to produce a single resource that it goes to and from to deliver to a part of the factory. Whereas the rail highway will exist whenever there needs to be long-distance transporting of specific resources. This part of the factory is pretty ugly because I was really sleepy when I was making it. And I just wanted to make sure that it worked before I went to bed. So we've got two coal miners down there producing a total of 240, which is actually double what we need. But I wanted to be able to produce it faster to cause the loop to run a little bit faster as well. So this will fill a little faster, even though it doesn't get spent that quickly, which will make it, so that it runs a little smoother. Because the only condition for this grabbing the materials and shipping out is this being full. But again, right now, this looks really ugly. I haven't fully planned out the infrastructure, but most of this is how it's supposed to be. Which I'm not sure I love, but I'll figure it out eventually. I'll figure out what I want to do there. So either way, we've got that. Where is... I'm going to use my packaged biofuel. My turbo fuel for that. So, either way, that's the coal part of this production line. So once that loads up with coal, it comes right on back through up this way. These rails, I won't lie, they're a little jank. But I think there's enough support between them that it's an aesthetically pleasing sort of jank. If that makes any sense. Like I don't mind that these aren't fully supported the entire way through, and they curve a lot. They're not as neatly structured as the rail highway, and I think I kind of enjoy that. Oh, hold on. Just yoink. There's really only so much you can do at some point. Yeah, right. I figured with stuff like this, that's probably going to need to go in at awkward angles, and, you know, I'm not going to have as much room, maybe. As you can see, we're snaking directly through, you know, a little gap in the mountain there. It's perfectly fine if things are a little bit jank. Plus, you know, that doesn't disqualify points like this, where it's just going to be going straight across, and it looks really nice. I have these each spaced, like, 10 apart, nice and even, goes in a beautiful little straight line. Everything on this side, I feel, looks pretty good. I have gotten very used to building factories in a specific style, if you haven't noticed, which is this, like, one high concrete wall lip around everything. And part of me wishes that I came up with a unique design for every one of my factories. But the other part of me has found that this design is really nice and I like it a lot. So I keep doing it. It just works. In the words of a famous charlatan. So I keep doing it. Again, power routing is a little weird. Again, my main goal last night was I got all this infrastructure set up, and you know what? I want to make sure that it works before stream. So we'll get it all set up. The next thing to do in our production line is math, which I don't like, but let's get to it. So we have aluminum ingots now, because let me walk you through the production line. So the bauxite and the water gets processed into alumina solution and silica. This silica, we'll talk about that. So the alumina solution goes into another refinery along with the coal that's shipped in via train to make aluminum scrap and water. We've already said that the water goes back into the production pipeline, so it's one nice stable loop, and then the aluminum scrap goes into these smelters so that we can create aluminum ingots. Now you'll notice the silica just sort of rides its way down this production line, doesn't do anything, and gets sunk. Okay? The reason for that is that you're actually supposed to use this in the production line. If we look at the aluminum scrap recipe, originally, or rather the aluminum ingot recipe, originally you're supposed to make it in a foundry using scrap and silica, right? Silica is supposed to be created earlier, and just like the water, you can use it in the same production line. One of the byproducts helps further production down the line, or in this case, further production earlier in the line. However, I have a pure... One of the first alternate recipes I got whenever I got aluminum was the pure aluminum ingot, which has a lesser yield in that, you know, rather than 3-2, it's 2-1, right? So you get less aluminum ingots technically, but the ratios are more even because this makes 360 and 60 is immediately divisible by 3, or 360 is immediately divisible by 360. You get what I'm saying? Like, the ratios are a lot easier rather than 90 and 75, even though with these two refineries to make a clean ratio, we'll only have 50 silica, which means we'll have 25 excess silica, and I don't think 360 is easily divisible by 90. Hold on. Okay, never mind, it's easily divisible by 90, but don't worry about that. We would have excess. Which, granted, we still now have 100 excess silica that we're not doing anything with. But I like this more. Do I like this more? Would I be making more? Hold on. It would be easier to make more. Would it be easy enough to make more? Am I going to tear all this down because I don't want to use the pure recipe right now? Let's see. So I would be able to make 4 of these, which would make... So 60 times 4, which I'm pretty sure is 2,400. Yeah, 2,400. Versus 30 times 6. Yeah, it would make more. At negligible cost as well. My only problem is that I would need to make a foundry manifold blueprint, which is slightly annoying. We'll figure it out. That's worth it. It's stream content, baby. That's what we're here for. Okay. Now we got that. Keep that running, even though we are going to be bringing these down. Now, what? Do I have a foundry manifold already? I think I already have a foundry manifold, but it sucks. No? Wait. Yes, it does suck. Why did you think it was a good idea to make a blueprint where they came from opposite directions? What the fuck were you thinking? What were you thinking? That's disgusting. Why? Why opposite? It's fine. We can work with it. We can work with it. It's okay. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. We got this. It's going to be perfectly fine. Everything's going to be sunshine and roses. Get that all lined up. Is this how we want it to look? It does fit quite nicely in there, all things considered. Get rid of some of this. Here's what I say is we loop the silica. Jelly, you know the question I'm going to ask? I don't know the question you're going to ask. Please hit me with it. What's going on? I wasn't ready for a pop quiz. Usually I only do this to Mouse when it's about Chans. You can tell this is an old blueprint because it's using Mark I belts. Holy shit, that's so cute. Where is purple? Hold on. That's her. There she is. There she is. Look at her go. Look at her go. Ready to go at a moment's notice. So diligent she is. Strong and fast. And incredibly smart. Searching other objects. That's fine. We'll figure it out. They can be friends. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. Ready to roll. And then we replace all these with Mark IV belts. So all that aluminum can go somewhere. Then how do we want to route this silica? That is the question. Okay, let's figure out where it's going to come out from first. Or rather, let's figure out where our product is going to emerge from here. That's going to go there, 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 and there. We'll have this curve. Nope, we want a Mark IV belt because that's apparently my favorite belt. Go around like this. And that's about where I'm looking for. So then do is have our lift come like this. Have you go something there, across, come down. Some kind of... No. You're fine. Go. There. There. Get silica in the production line. I don't think I replaced these with more. Yeah, I didn't. Fours. Okay. Now we have the silica in there. Zoop it on down. Actually, I've decided that this will be aesthetically pleasing. And if it takes place of the silica on that part of the line. So. Okay. Alright. Looking good. Everything is stalled, which sucks, but we'll figure it out. Well, it doesn't suck. That's just the natural byproduct of not having a place for the byproducts to go. So, aluminum ingots. Straight belt. Go. Connect them all up. See, the hard part is going to come when later we need to make all-clad aluminum ingots. And... God, I used power lines. Adorable. Howdy, C8. I loved your new fan art. You're a genius. We're making aluminum. How do you folks say it? Do you say aluminum or do you say it right? No power. Sorry. What? Ooh. Whoa. What do you need? No power. How does this one have no power? Oh, it does have power. It doesn't have a recipe selected. Okay. Now all of you should be creating aluminum ingots. Nice. Aluminum when I'm speaking English, correct otherwise. Interesting. Interesting. I pronounce the I since that's how it is in German. Makes sense. Makes sense. Again, I fully acknowledge that it is incorrect to call it aluminum, because it's spelled aluminium, right? But that's just, like, part of the English, sorry, the American tongue that will never be resolved. Okay, I was worried that was going to look really ugly, especially since it was, you know, one going in one direction and the other coming in the opposite direction, but I'm not going to lie, a little satisfying. A little satisfying. That said, we do need to find a place to sink the excess quartz, or sorry, silica. We need to find a place to sink the excess immediately, because we are going to have 25 excess, which will eventually back up our production line. So, is there anything we can use silica for, or are we just going to have to sink it? Used in Blade Runners. Okay, well, there is stuff we can use it for, but not in this production line. So where do we want this sink to be is the question. All right, listen. It's not gonna look pretty. Trust the process. Okay? Do you trust me? Do you trust me, chat? You really shouldn't most of the time, but this time I think you should. Okay. So center, any, right, overflow. I think you should trust me for one reason and one reason only. Do you know who's back? Do you know who's back doing some heavy lifting on the factory? Do you know who it is, chat? It's your favorite girl. It's everyone's favorite. Bus-chan is back. Here once again, making a miniature appearance. So all of the excess is going to travel down the production line until we reach a sink at the end where the excess will all be sunk together. She's back. What do you mean? Listen, I know where your allegiances lie, so I can't ask you what do you mean best girl. I will never pick favorites. It would be unethical of me to do so. That's not right. I can't do that. I can. And then up and over. And back down where it belongs. Go. There won't be anything on this bus for a while. Mind you. However, that's fine. And again, this is like a late game, late level factory redundancy here. They're not even, are they? No, they're not. They're not. You need to be back exactly one. Which is why I definitely took note of where that was. Okay. 3, okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I gotta tell you, since building the weapons manufacturing plant, a factory doesn't really feel right if it doesn't have some of this going on. Something about this is just... It tickles the synapses in a most joyful way to see everything sort of intersect and route between itself. It's delightful. Okay, so next up is the fun part, all right? Because there's 2 products that we can make with our now 240 ingots. All right, aluminum ingots can be used to make aluminum casing and all-clad aluminum sheets. Now, in order to make aluminum sheets, we need copper, which I think there is some copper nearby, but I think it's real high up on a cliff. Why am I scanning? I have the entire place mapped out. Is that really the closest copper? That's bad. That's not good. Uh-oh. Interesting. That could provide some logistical issues for the placement of this factory, which I know I certainly didn't foresee when I began building this place. You know, how could I have ever known? 2 impure copper sources. I would need to bring them in via train again, which is a little rough, especially... well, I could just build them side by side and then find a way to combine them with a junction. That wouldn't be too bad. I'm sure I could figure something out. They can run parallel. No. I could easily run parallel. Check this shit out. If it'll let me. Yeah, that'd be the easiest thing in the world to do. They'd run parallel and just appear later in the production line. Okay, nice, nice. We'll do that. All right. Then we need to find this. I could also use this copper here, but do I want to use that copper there? Because I don't really have a specific plan for it. I know that I want to use the Caterium here for something relating to a factory there, but I honestly don't remember what it was going to be for. And that copper is like way up on a cliff, so I'd need to find a way to route it down and then into a train station. And that's just a whole hassle and a half. Decisions, decisions. I don't like making them. I think it's probably easier to just take from over there, if only because it's a straight shot. I wouldn't need to do any particularly strange routing. And how much do I need? Aluminum casing. Already got that sorted. So 90 per minute for aluminum ingots. Oh, wow. That's a little rough. 240, 90. That's not a clean ratio, which sucks. So then we could do 240 minus 180, which would leave us with 60. Needs 30. Okay, so we could do 2 of each if we manifold it properly, which means that we only need 20 copper per minute. It's a little annoying. It's a little annoying, I won't lie. Slightly annoying, chat. Slightly annoying. We'll figure it out. But I think the rails are going to run... Let me start over. I think the rails are going to run parallel to one another. Let me show you how I did that this time. 3. Go 10. And 3. And then we just keep doing that till we get to our destination, which is relatively close, and this should be a pretty clean connection to make. I did also plan to have a miniature railway here anyway, so if anything, I'm just setting up somewhat future infrastructure, which is what I'm going to sort of delude myself into thinking so that I don't have to worry about it too much. So, nope. 3. Moving right along. In the meantime, what do I need to make these? I'll call it aluminum sheet. An assembler. And then this is a constructor. So I need a manifold that has 2 assemblers and a constructor. So I'm wondering, should I make the aluminum casing right now? I'm gonna make the aluminum casing right now. We're in the thick of it right now. If you're understanding how my brain works, we're really in the thick of it now because I did just stop a task that I was halfway through completing in order to start another task that's actually part of an initial task that I'm halfway through completing. It's gonna be a doozy of a stream for however long it does end up being. But while we're going back this way, look what we can do. We can set up more parallel rails. So really, it's all part of the same goal. And I haven't gotten sidetracked at all. Even though the real thing that's been sidetracking me is that I should have added the rails to this blueprint a while ago. And I still haven't done so. And I could probably go do that right now, but for some reason, I haven't yet. Even though it's like planting a tree. The best time to do it was last session. The second best time is right fucking now. And yet, I still haven't done it. Period. That's not where you're supposed to go. Hey, pal, buddy, friend, that's not where you're supposed to go. There you go. Alright. Because right now, things are going to get backed up. So we need to find a place for it to go, which means constructor time. Don't ask why I'm doing this. I couldn't tell you. No, I could tell you, but you wouldn't understand. Oh. So we need 2 constructors. And then 2 assemblers. That's going to be such an ugly manifold. Oh no. Okay, I think rather than making my traditional manifold, what I will do, like usually I would use this, but I think in tandem with the assembler manifold, that's going to look quite ugly, so I won't do that. So instead what we'll do is we'll expand out like this. It's not lost on me that this is now floating, and I'm going to have to figure that out later. So we will, but don't worry. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Everything, and we'll get to it. Don't worry about it. All our me's shall be on applause soon enough. I'll be damned. I might want this weird-ass manifold set up for my assemblers. Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. All right. Splitter array. You've never done me wrong before. And for this, I love you. Except, no, I can't use a splitter array. Don't use a... You don't have a blueprint. Listen, they don't make blueprints for the kind of shit I'm coming up with. Alright? They simply could not calculate the bullshit which is ruminating within the folds of my mind right now. Okay. So that's gonna have to go like that. And that will go thereabouts, right? Nope, don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, worry about it a little bit. Worry about it just a little. Do get it slightly twisted. That, and then we want 2 constructors, which will not fit in the space that I have. Well, hold on a minute. I stand possibly corrected for the first time in my life. son of a bitch. Alright. Here's what we'll do. Instead of trying to do guesswork, we will place our constructors first, since that's the limiting factor on this side. Alright. I know this is some high-level thinking, but trust me, it'll all work out. Okay, okay, alright. You're seeing the vision, you're seeing the vision, you're trusting the vision. You're not sure whether you should. I really can't give you any good advice on that. Then you go there. Alright, alright, alright. It's working, it's working. This shouldn't be separated by a wall. Love knows no barriers. Okay. And then this is going to be a splitter. And yet another splitter. This is already using my favorite conveyor belt Mark IVs. Oh, how I love them so. Fuck. I didn't even try to line them up. Oops. Okay. Alright. There we go. There we go. Trust the process. Trust me. Trust me. I am the process. Am I not deserving of your trust? Okay. See? Now this is going to have to go on a bit of a wild ride, but that's fine. Everything's going to be fine. Bus-chan is a resourceful gal. She has found many a way to route where she needs to go. Right? I trust her implicitly. I trust her implicitly. Very reliable. Yes. Okay. And here's how this is going to go down. This is actually going to need to come out one further, which I'm a little sad about, but that's fine. You're saying she's incredibly smart, yes. Okay, we don't actually need that one, so that's fine. We'll make that diagonal just to please my design sensibilities. We will make aluminum casing, and casing. Well, your best girl can relate. She's very smart. I promise. Your Oshi is a genius, I swear. And with this one design decision, we have doomed ourselves to another asphalt floor. It must be so. Which is good, because that's what I usually use, because it contrasts nicely with the concrete wall. Okay. Good, good, good. So then this, come in like so. Alright, then this, trust the process, is going to come like this. Over, 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 over. It's so over. Okay. How close should I have these ones? Gotcha. So, thereabouts. I'm gonna go that way. Okay, alright. And everything's gonna be super nice and clean, because look what's about to happen. Alright, it's gonna make a right angle turn here. Come over this way. We'll land right there. Alright. And then... you just trust me. Trust me. Stay with me. Stay with me here. Stay with me here. I promise it's going to be fine. I promise it's going to be fine. You have to trust me. So, here. 2. Here. 1, 2. Okay. Nope, that's not where I want it to be. Nope, incorrect. There you go. You go there. And just like that, Bus Chen has bulked up. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So these are going to make aluminum casings. These will be making all-clad aluminum sheets, but not yet. Expand the railing. Okay, now how... because I think a good place for the sink would be somewhere over here. So, awesome sink. Now we need to figure out how we want all 3 of these to go off on their own grand little adventure. And come back around to the sink. We have the sink somewhere there. That feels like it's tucked in nice and neat. Okay. Organization, storage container. A lot of you are getting perhaps a peek at the way that my brain works that maybe you would respect me more if you had not received. That's a really hard maybe, though. What's the max upload rate? 240 per minute? Okay, so the most we need is a Mark III. See, that's the response I was expecting. Thank you, clown. So this is already split off on its own. So excess silica will go that way. Keeper of the list. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Get a smart splitter. Smart splitter. Hold on. Hold on. Trust. Trust is a valuable thing. I'm asking for some of yours in this moment. Obviously, that's an invalid shape. That's not the one that you should be using. There you go. There you go, buddy. You figured it out. See? See? Alright, it's working. It's working. I'm beginning to believe. Alright. I'm here to judge your engineering. Thank you. I'm glad you've come. You've come at the perfect time, actually. It's going really well, and everyone's really proud of me. Shit. Can you give me like 5 minutes? I don't know why I had that come in. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Oh god, what am I gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay. I got it. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. It's handled. Okay. Guy makes a right turn down the wrong path. Perfect. Nice and connected. Now, the fun part. We just need to find what's fun about it real quick. Right. It's fun because that goes, that goes like that goes like that, and, I know, hold on. I'm giving myself arbitrary limitations. 1 moment, please. Go here to here, go here to here. Alright, then we take a programmable or smart splitter. And the entrance over there. This can just go like that. We'll just need to expand this out 1 more. That, again, to in my design sensibilities. There's something brewing within my mind. What if, perhaps, we were to create a way for the player to walk back here using this little path here? One moment. I don't know why I say we create a way for the player, as if I'm not referring entirely to myself. No one else will ever be here. Like Pub sometimes, but he's not going to navigate like this. He never would. He wouldn't understand. He wouldn't understand the effort I put into to make all these factories walkable. You should let me in, I could fix a lot. Panda? Evie? Darling? Knowing what I know of your factory, that is an implicit threat. Okay, just set it, and then... Oh, that's not it. That's not it. No, 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 no. Why? Why do you do this? You don't have to do this to me. Is there a reason you're doing it? I know. Here's what we do. Have this come like that. Okay, get rid of this, get rid of this. Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. Oh no, it sucks. It sucks and it's bad. Why? Unless? No, it definitely sucks and is bad. Okay. Hmm. How can we solve this dilemma without it looking dog shit? They will intersect if this collision course continues. And yet it must. Yet it... So what can we do? What's a Chan to do? Only we can make one of these that was only yay high, right? I think there is a way to do that, but it doesn't make me happy that it exists. What if we went for a classic and made it uglier so that it can be symmetrical? No, that's okay. We won't do that. We won't be doing that. Gonna go there. That's gonna go there. This is some. Some bullshit is what I'm doing. Oh God. Okay, that's gonna go there. Like that. Perfect. Go there to there. Oh no. Okay, so then you're gonna have to do the same thing, otherwise I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Okay, so instead of being directly next to it, I'm gonna move you over one. There you go. Okay. Alright. It's working. It's working. I'm beginning to believe again. Late game is when you start slowly abandoning your ideals of organization and beauty. I think that this is perfectly beautiful in its own strange sort of way. Don't be rude to Bus-chan. Non-conventional beauty standards should be more accepted. Okay. And I want to do one of... Trust me, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Architecture... barrier... Here, and here, right there, gone over. Have them meet somewhere in the middle, like Malcolm. And bam, we're in the house like carpet. Okay. No, this'll work. This'll work. It'll work because it has to. Yes, mostly correct. There we go. And then we just need to make a walkable pathway on that. You see the vision, no? You see it, you understand it, it's percolating within the confines of your mind. Okay. Alright. Trust. Trust. That's all I ask. A modicum. My mind's eye apparently has scattered. That's so good. That's so good. That's the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. Fuck. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're so gonna make it. It's gonna be just fine. Everything will be okay. Wrong spot. Okay. Alright, 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 alright. Put one there. The guy right there. Erase this. Boom. Perfect. It's perfect. It's not perfect at all. Right, something's... Why are you like that? Why are you doing that to me? You don't have to do that to me, please. I think perhaps this is a fool. I don't like running it. Why did I do this to begin with? What was this all for? This was all for this? All of that for this? Pretty sure... There'd be clipping. There'd be clipping. Okay, I see why I did it, but it's not a good reason. It's not a good reason at all. Holy shit. This is such a bad idea. I did so much disgusting routing for a very, very terrible idea. Okay. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just delete all of our hard work. Delete the Koch teeth, the product of much labor. Okay. And we'll just make that corner that we had before, and no one will know what's going on. And it'll be perfectly fine. And we're all going to be really happy and normal about it. Especially me. The most normal of all. Okay. Alright. Look at this delightful insular system. See, in the end, it looks right, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? It sure does look, right? Thanks, Ojinu. I appreciate that. Thanks for the vote of confidence, chat. Okay. Alright. Alright, okay. Let's give it power. Let's give it life. Let's give it meaning. Joe is online, FYI. When you say online, do you mean live or online? Oh, you probably meant the word that you said. I don't know why I asked you to clarify when you gave me all the information I needed. Did you mean exactly what you said, or a strange second thing? What's your stream schedule? I need to farm channel points to pick a game that is totally not sadistic and you'll absolutely enjoy playing. Wow, I trust you implicitly. My stream schedule is usually Friday through Monday. Friday and Saturday are usually shorter streams. Although I've been trying to get up earlier so I can get full streams in, where I will usually raid Joseph Anderson, who I'm sure all... Okay, alright. In that case, an unprecedented move by Moa. But okay. I'm willing to hear you out, and whenever the decision is made, I'll have to refund your points so that I can actually have that, like, so you can actually submit one that has the name so I won't forget it, because who knows when we'll get to it. But okay. I wasn't aware that popcorn philanthropy was on the checklist, but you know what? I suppose through community endeavors, all things are possible. It does appear that he's letting you pick. He's already doing Project Wingman and 1000% result. Here's okay. You said it. You said it like pick one, he's already rejected my two choices. As though as though I didn't reject them. They were already on the list. They were already on the list. I didn't turn them down. Thank you very much. I rejected them mechanically. I refunded them. I didn't reject them. It's a completely different process. Speaking of, I'm just gonna refund that real quick so that you can make sure that it's I want to be the guy. Courtesy of I'm assuming it's pronounced Ojinu, because that's the only way that my mind knows how to pronounce an X in there, unless it's Oxinu, which I guess is also an option, but you know. Ox-Inu. I see. Alright, I want to be the guy, courtesy of Oxinu. I'm not even reading the description. Wait. Do you not know what I want to be the guy is? You don't know what I want to be the guy is? That's a classic. Now hold on. But hold on. Wait. Before you dream this. I haven't played it, but I am familiar. I played Super Meat Boy once upon a time. I need to make sure that the terms are well understood. I need to make sure the terms are understood of this the fake currency contract that you're entering. All right. When you redeem, I want to be the guy. All right. You may be entitled to financial compensation, which is to say, I'm only guaranteeing like 4 streams tops. Alright? I will not, unless it's really fun and funny content, be playing it to completion. Alright? That is the contract upon which we are entering. It says around 10 hours, 2 streams, but I should probably edit that to be around 20 hours, 4 streams, because that seems more reasonable and more inclusive of games that people seem to be going for. Alright? But no, know this. Again, there is the possibility, the likelihood, one might even say, if I were to use a more apt word, that I will not be playing it to completion. So knowing that, is that still your choice? I'm holding my hands up as though you've got me at gunpoint, just so you're aware. Heck yeah, they are my channel. Alright! Fucking drive it like it's stolen, I suppose. Alright, redeem that shit, Moa. I want to be the guy. Alright. Welcome to the streams, I suppose. Oh man. What do you mean you can't? What do you mean you can't? I reached my maximum amount of... Oh, why? Okay, alright. Visit the... Hold on. And let me edit. Choose a stream game. Let me edit it. Limit redemptions per stream. None. Alright. Okay. Alright, you should be able to redeem it again. You should be able to redeem again. That game... Moa, please... Moa, I did this so that you could put the name in so I wouldn't forget it when we play it like 3 months from now, Moa. You gotta work with me here, man. You gotta work with me here. I honestly... Okay. Alright. This time for sure. This time, like, we have swapped the same trash corn back and forth so much, this may just be fraud at this point. Alright? I want to be the guy. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Moa, for redeeming. I want to be the guy on request of Oxenu. Thank you. Oh, what are we doing here? What's happening? Where am I? What's going on? Power. We need power. You go there. That goes there to there. There to there. You go there to there, even though that's going to clip a little. Don't worry about it. Again, a lot of this power routing is going to be gross. Okay? I am fully accepting of that at this moment in time. Seafood. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Will that be like a 4 streamer? I don't know how long is Seafood to beat? How long is Seafood to beat? I think like my metric is going to be how long does it say how long to beat says? How long to beat Sifu? 8 hours in length? What the fuck? Completion. Wow. Huh. Interesting. I thought that was a much longer game. Good to know. Okay. Alright. Sifu's on the list. Happy to play it. There it is. I get big factory envy every time I watch you, Jelly. Thank you. I don't know how after seeing what you've just witnessed, but you know what? Envy's a strange thing like that sometimes, I suppose. Alright. I like your diagonals and your little 1 meter wall rails. Thank you. I quite like them as well. That's why I've used them in the past 7 factories in a row, I suppose. Your list is growing longer and longer. We'll get through it, okay? I'm probably gonna have to... I gotta find a way that I can stream more, really. Because half of my streams get... I technically only stream like 3 days a week, really. We'll figure it out. We'll find a way. If there's a will, there's a way, and I've certainly the will. I have to lock in like I did with Twilight of the Gods. And beat StarCraft in like 2 streams. Okay. Alright. We now have officially automated production of aluminum casings. Good. This starter factory is almost complete. Now, we need to do another thing. More streams means more channel points, means more games to play at a never-ending self-perpetuating cycle. But if I do it really good, if I do it good, then I'll get through it. If I do it real good, I'll get through the backlog. Even though we have Mass Effect Andromeda coming up, and then we have Dragon Age Inquisition, which are both gonna take like a full month of streams to complete. Fuck! Fuck me, man. Shit! I don't want to play Dragon Age Inquisition. Why did I say I had to play that? Why did I do that? What an idiot! Shit! Grab some packaged liquid biofuel. I don't need... Well... Keep some of it to make filters. Go... Oh no, that's bad. Okay, we have finally hit slug saturation. Which is not a sentence I ever expected to say. We have no more room. Didn't you also tie in Veilguard? Shh! Shh! Even though it's on my schedule, so I couldn't forget it, but shh! Okay. Alright, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Everything is gonna be just fine. Okay, I'm pretty sure the copper is, like, right up here. Yep, there it is. There it is. So we'll build the train station, like, right around there. Why do you have slugs feeding into the extra dimensional storage? Oh, you're like you're like new here. Okay, hold on. Sorry, 1 second. Hold on. Let me show you. I'm sorry. Allow me to recalibrate for a moment. You may not understand the kind of person you're dealing with here. Let me show you what's going on here. I may have given you a false impression that perhaps I'm holding on to some remnants of my sanity. Joe is live. All right. Well, I'm going to show off Slugchan Island, and then we will do so. I have not used. I don't make power shards. I collect slugs so that one day I can turn this entire island into a lovely little resort for them. Right now, all we have is this nice little swimming pool. We've got one in the lifeguard tower. Got a couple of them sunbathing. I have a yellow slug here because she has a tan. I'm very smart and clever. If we go into the main building, we have this lovely male living space for this Slugchan here. She's watching her favorite show, Purple. And that's all we have as far as the slug amenities for this place. But I do plan to have a roller coaster of some kind at some point. I think I want to put a slug in each of these factory carts as well. Just because they can hold exactly one thing. I really have been neglecting my my responsibilities. But it's a lovely Slugchan resort. Again, I don't want to give you the false impression that maybe you're dealing with a sane person. Because knowing what I know, I feel like that would perhaps be an unfair thing to do to you. I just want to make sure that... You asked my schedule, so I want to make sure that you know what you're getting into should you choose to return. So, you know, keep that in mind. Right? I just want to make sure that you're on the same level of understanding as everyone else here. I'm not normal. You don't need to explain any further. I now understand. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you do. Now drop some Slugchans in the pool. I'm not... No, they're not... No. No, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. For now, we need to raid Joe. /raid. Anderson JPH. There we go. And I don't honestly know how much I'm going to have done by the next Satisfactory Saturday, but we'll figure it out. Again, I haven't had a lot of time to play it lately, and next week is going to be a real busy week. But until next time, have a good one, folks. See ya. Next stream is tomorrow. Yes, we'll be live with StarCraft 2. See ya.